Hi guys, welcome back. Episode 4, Iron Man 2. We kind of have to do it, don't we? We just have to do it. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Here's Iron Man 2. Excited to talk about Iron Man 2.
Spectacular. Not really.
No, me neither. Fuck this movie.
I mean, it's okay.
But,
it's okay, yeah, it's alright.
Save that.
No, that's the main thing.
But we've got to give it the respect. Welcome everybody to Popcorn Saga. If you die in the first 30 minutes of any movie, this young lady's probably going to give you MVP. Hi Tiff, how you doing?
Alright, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. And if you're, sound guy, catering, actor, this guy will give you MVP.
Hero, yeah.
James, how's it going, my man?
Yeah, I'm good. Very tempted to put Happy as my MVP again now. Yeah, so I was sort of looking forward to it in a way because I got confused about which one was which, but yeah.
All I remembered was I didn't like it first time round, and I was hoping it would change my mind. We've got to give it the respect of all the other films as well and go through it because we're doing the whole saga. So unfortunately, everybody, we have to talk about Iron Man 2. Anyway, right. In Russia, the media covers Tony Stark's disclosure of his identity as Iron Man. So we get a few little flashbacks to the awesome press conference from the really good film Iron Man 1. Ivan Vanko, whose father Anton Vanko just died, sees this and begins building a miniature arc reactor similar to Stark's. So, we see Mickey Rourke early on. Have you ever seen Mob Wives?
No.
He looks like a mob wife. They're basically used to be related to mafia men, and they've had loads of plastic surgery.
Right, wasn't there one in Big Brother?
Yeah.
Yes, there was.
You want to go to war with me? I'll go to war with you. I'm from Staten Island. So yeah.
Walking here.
Yeah, basically. Anton Vanko works with Howard Stark, and I feel that doesn't really get much more attention, like it's sort of only alluded to. Anyway, that's how we got the arc reactor blueprints, and he's feeding his bird. In my notes, I was like, is he Timmy Mallet? My bird, give me my bird. Anyway, so there's your bad guy. 6 months later, Stark is a superstar and uses his Iron Man suit for peaceful means. Reinstitutes the Stark Expo to continue his father's legacy. Another expo. These movies love an expo. So after the Mickey Rourke mob wife, Vanko, this is when I was like, okay, Iron Man's famous, I quite like this. There's a bit of celebrity about it. Maybe I'm going to like this movie. And the first time we see Iron Man, though, he jumps out of the plane and he gets hit by a firework.
Yeah.
That gave me a little chuckle.
Yeah, that was good.
And he gives a little speech about how no one can take him on and is being full of it, but then said it's not about him. So we're carrying on with the Tony Stark ego. He's a superstar. They start off the expo. It felt like a bit of a parallel to the Captain America propaganda when he's on tour in the 40s, but a Tony Stark version. Sort of like louder, sexier, and modern.
Yeah, but you had the girls and stuff, which was the similar. Yeah, it did. Maybe the girls look better in this.
And then maybe this was the only scene I liked. I can't remember. He's resisting the government pressure to sell his design. He's basically just making a mockery of the court.
Yeah.
And then Rhodes is not Rhodes. What's the old actor called from the first one? And then new Rhodes, but they address it sort of breaking the fourth wall. But he says, "It's me. I'm here. Deal with it." So people obviously noticed the actor had changed.
Kind of just glossed over it though, didn't they? Like, you hope there'd be some kind of like tongue-in-cheek sort of thing to it, like, "I need to get a new haircut" or something really funny, because obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, it was more subtle. Like, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. I felt like he was talking to me.
Oh, Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, yeah. And who's the new guy?
It's Don Cheadle.
Senator Stern is a dick.
He's funny though. He's such an arsehole.
He reminds
me.
He reminds me of like a manager at like your work, like just a bellend.
Yeah, you just want to punch him. Proper job's worth.
Not necessarily my work. Not that anyone knows where I work. If you're listening. He hacks their computer and makes another mockery of government. That was pretty cool. He's getting a bit big for his boots, and he says, "Count on me to pleasure myself." So at this point, I was
like, step too far. That felt.
Yeah, it felt a little bit, but it made me laugh.
It was a bit too in your face kind of thing, like especially. But I suppose that's probably what they're trying to sell in this.
Yeah, it's a kids' movie, man. It's superheroes. But at this point, I was like, okay, this doesn't seem too bad. Maybe I like it. Anyway, Mickey Whippy Whiplash Rourke is what I've written. He makes his weapon, and I just wrote, "That's a shit weapon." How did you guys feel?
Yeah. Is that the whip things?
Yeah, when he's.
I mean, like it did some damage. Like when he actually was on top of it, and he wasn't being.
But I mean, it's just when he's first put it on in his little when he's in Russia before he's come to see Tony. I was just like, "That shit. I don't care."
Yeah, I get that. They kind of glossed over him putting it all together and stuff, and like.
Yeah.
You're just not invested, are you? You just. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's just a character that's based, a villain anyway, same as the first film. It's just based off of it's Tony Stark finding himself in his own technology kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of very similar to the first film. Isn't it?
Yeah, I had no investment in Mickey Whip, Staten Island mob wife. Anyway, later Stark learns that the palladium core in the arc reactor that keeps him alive and powers the armour is slowly poisoning him, and he cannot find a substitute. So this is one of the threads through the movie that I was like, okay, there's a bit of seriousness to it. Tony's dying.
Facing his mortality.
Yep.
I'd forgotten that bit, actually. I forgot.
Because when I thought he was checking the toxicity levels in his body, I thought it was because he was like drinking or something. Completely forgot about this.
Well, no, they kind of stole bits from that in the comic book.
But I kind of like that was one continuation from the first one I liked, just to explain that in his chest or whatever. He's grown increasingly reckless and despondent about his impending death and choosing not to tell anyone about his condition. Stark appoints his personal assistant Pepper Potts as CEO of Stark Industries. Now this made me laugh because she pretty much is anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
She was all excited about it, but she's just got a new title.
She's got executive in it. She basically runs the show anyway, so, you know.
And then we get Housewife of Moscow Whippy Rourke lurking somewhere. Don't know why I wrote that. And Stark hires employee Natalie Rushman to replace her as his personal assistant. Hashtag Romany Black Widow gets in a boxing ring with MVP Happy Hogan.
Yeah, kicks his ass.
And beats him up. Awesome. That was another good thing. I like the introduction of Romanov. She's always cool.
Yeah.
Stark competes in the Monaco Historic Grand Prix, or as I used to call it, the Grand Prix. And there's a lot of Grand Prix in this movie. Anyway, Elon Musk, he's in it, but I didn't know who he was all those years ago when it came out.
I suppose he wasn't really in. Is he? Not the same way. Like, yeah, I didn't even notice that. He walked past him in the restaurant, didn't he? Oh. He was like something about electric fighter jets or jet propulsion or something like that. I want to say it was. Okay.
I don't know.
He wasn't as popular. Back then. He wasn't as known. Well, I suppose, yeah.
And I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, but the whole time I was like, why has Tony Stark gone to the F1? And then obviously he owns a team, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then we get more flirting with Romanoff and Tony.
Yeah.
Which was
not subtle.
Yeah, not subtle. Yeah, I was just saying it was
very in your face.
Very on the nose or something else. Justin Hammer, the douchebag. The less said about this cop, the better. But he's a fucking idiot. I hate that guy. Like,
he's such a prick.
But there's three types of villain, right? There's Joffrey Baratheon, that you actually hate him, but you don't mind watching him on your screen because you want to see him die in the worst way. There's Heath Ledger's Joker, where he ends up becoming like your favourite character, and he's just in what he's doing.
Larger than the movie itself.
And same with Thanos later on. Justin Hammer has Stephanie McMahon go away heat. Like, just get off my fucking screen. I know, like, you're trying to be annoying, but it didn't annoy me in a sense where I suspended my disbelief. I just fucking hated him. Anyway, we'll carry on. I'm gonna have to use a lot of bleeps in this. And then I've written, why is he racing? WTF? Don't see the point of this F1 stuff.
I think just because he could really. It was him, as you say, he owns a team and, you know, he's facing his mortality. He wants to do everything before he goes. And he was kind of back and forth with Hammer before, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
Like, it just sort of felt like thrown in there though, the whole bit, didn't it? Like you say, like the F1 scene. What's the point of this whole? Really, you know?
And the fact that nobody else realised what he was doing as well, but it would have took him ages to either A, get down to the car, and B, on the actual starting grid, all the commotion that would come from that, and then to just, oh no, he's in the car, he's racing already. Yeah, it's already happening.
Is driving an F1 car around Monaco the same as flying an Ironman suit in the sky when there's no sharp turns and stuff? So can he drive a car? When was he qualified?
Exactly, that's what he was
driving his R8 all the time.
Yeah, but come on,
bit
the difference between
F1.
that
He's got racing skills.
Exactly.
And he does a bit of everything, doesn't he?
And who could allow that? I mean, yeah, he's a billionaire, but if that was like real life, who's gonna?
Well, they could sack him. Whoever doesn't, find a new job. So he probably did that, sacked off the driver, didn't he?
So yeah, he gets in his car, goes racing, where he's attacked in the middle of the race by Vanko wielding electrified whips. Kinky. Stark dons his armour and defeats Vanko, but the suit is severely damaged. So Rourke arrives. He looks a little bit cool, but I just couldn't go over the whips. I just think they're rubbish. Whips a Ferrari, that looked pretty good. MVP Happy driving backwards round an F1 track. So he's already done more, more to deserve it in this movie than he did in the first one.
You're selling me so well. You're selling me.
Rourke now looks like Botox injected the man with electric bondage with jailbird pants on.
That's just Mickey Rourke without any of the tattoos or any of the makeup or nothing. That's just Mickey Rourke's face.
That sentence makes absolutely no sense. I've missed out some words there. MVP Happy runs him down, squashes him against the fence. Tony suits up. I hate that suit. I really hated it. It looks so ugly.
Yeah. It's just kind of a mobile thing, isn't it? He just needs to...
Yeah, the big briefcase, yeah. Tony losing ends up beating him easy. And then what happened to his legs? Look all mashed up. What happened to his legs? It looked like his legs had been cut off, but they weren't.
Do you know what? I thought that. Yeah, I thought, oh my god, he's got half a leg missing. Maybe it's where the car, like, Mickey Rourke, you know, when they're like dragging him off?
Yeah.
And it looks like his legs are all like, well, it looks like half his legs missing at one point.
Oh, is it? I didn't notice that.
But I'm assuming that's from the car, like where the car sort of repeatedly went into it. Maybe his legs are a bit, I don't know.
Got your legs left.
A bit fucked.
Yeah,
exactly.
On the front of a Phantom. That's huge.
Well,
but from then on, he's fine. Or is he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
To be fair, he is pretty huge in this, isn't he?
He's built like a shit out.
And he worked out that much.
Yeah.
Well, he was on a little run at this time, wasn't he, Mickey Rourke? He'd done The Wrestler.
Yeah, because that's the main reason why he got the film, was because of The Wrestler, wasn't it? And he's very good at that. That's such a good film.
He punched Jericho at WrestleMania. But anyway.
Yeah.
Vanko explained his intention was to prove to the world that Iron Man is not invincible, and he knows Tony is dying, and that's obviously because he knows what's in his chest and he's clever.
Yeah.
Douche senator on TV slagging off Tony Stark, and Tony cooked Pepper something disgusting.
Yeah, that did look horrible, didn't it?
It did. It looked like snotty baby shit.
Some butter covered salmon with a load of herbs.
Oh god, what a high-end podcast. Impressed by Vanko's performance, Stark's rival Justin Hammer fakes Vanko's death while breaking him out of prison and asks him to build a line of armoured suits to upstage Stark. Oh, is why the prisoners had the same suit on as him? His number, so
yeah, because he was replacing him to be a body double. That's why the whole at the end he's like, oh, he died, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was a very fake out, but it actually didn't work that well. Like, you didn't follow the flow, and it wasn't obvious.
No,
that he was actually kind of replacing him or anything. It was very jittery.
I've just realised that now.
Yeah, exactly.
He escapes prison, breaks the guy's neck, and I must admit now, I turned myself around a little bit on Rourke. I thought he looks quite cool in his jumpsuit and his prison gear. Hammer's there again, dickhead, that's all I wrote. Tony is really, really ill. Rhodey comes to see him. So is he?
Yeah, that's when he pops downstairs, doesn't he?
Yeah, okay.
And he helps him up and helps him get over, because he has to be able to swap the core out, because it's obviously the core's depleted. It can't sustain him. That's the whole.
And that was it. Rourke is also smart, because this is when Hammer's trying to tell him what to make and stuff.
Oh yeah.
This is when I quite liked it, because you saw a bit of Rourke smart. The character got a bit deeper, and he was like, okay, maybe it's a threat. And then he smashes up the SHIT Tesco's own Iron Man suit. During what he believes is his final birthday party, Stark gets drunk while wearing the Iron Man suit. Now, I hated this the first time round, I hated it even more now. Just absolutely pointless. It's just done for comedic effect. But then they nearly redeemed it. Stark's best friend, Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes, is disgusted, and so he goes down and gets the suit and tries to restrain him. But he's just rubbish in the suit.
Yeah.
He's just...
and is that the first time he's ever put it on? Or are we assuming that he's sort of had a practice?
No, that's the first time he's put it on. To be fair, he did a lot better than I thought he would for the first.
Yeah, because then I'm thinking, well, how do you know what you're doing? How do you
even know how to fly it or photon blast or whatever?
Don't you need Jarvis? I don't know.
Well, no, he actually... Well, Tony Stark's character has multiple AIs that he's got. You see that later on. But he's got different versions of AIs. Jarvis is just his favourite because of his old butler.
So yeah, and then I was right. It just seems stupid, like it's all for comedy. I was rooting for Rhodey, but he wasn't very good. But obviously, it's his first time wearing it. And then he says, "If you want to be the War Machine," so obviously we get a little name drop there. Rhodes,
not Saga again.
Oh, sorry, Rhodey confiscates the armour for the US Air Force. Tony in a donut. Oh yeah, that was rubbish. More shit comedy.
That was cool. I like that. That was good.
I didn't.
Oh, see, I thought that was alright. Yeah. Well, when you're hungover, the last thing you want is a sugary donut. Well, personally,
I want anything just to sustain me and to soak up whatever's in my stomach. So yeah, donut sounds about right.
Right. Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., approaches Stark, and I've written, "Thank God for Nick Fury." Revealing Rushman to be Agent Natasha Romanoff. Right, we're back with Whiplash Rourke, who I'm starting to like because Hammer is a dick, but it's go away heat. General orders Rhodey to get Stark's suit weaponized. And then we get the Stark and Fury chat. He tells him that Stark was a S.H.I.E.L.D. founder whom Fury knew personally. Fury explains that Vanko's father jointly invented the arc reactor with Stark. It dawned on me, and maybe this should have dawned on me years ago, S.H.I.E.L.D., obviously they make the word spell S.H.I.E.L.D., but is that because of Cap's S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I don't know. You know, I mean, it would make perfect sense because Peggy was involved in it as well, and Howard Stark, and obviously they were main characters in the Captain America movie we watched. So yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if it's true though.
Howard Stark, how's he a founding member? Then I remembered obviously Cap. So yeah, okay, maybe. Hammer comes to the Air Force Base to see Rhodey arming War Machine. I hate Hammer.
I thought that was so good. The bit when he's pulling out the guns and he's just riffing about. That was so good.
I didn't like that bit. I thought I was just like,
It was so predictable as well. It's like
he's just annoying.
He's just going to say, "I'll have all of them," and you know they're all rubbish. Going to be rubbish guns because he's a knockoff Tony Stark. He's just annoying me. I literally every time he came on, I wanted to forward it.
Really? Surely he's not that bad.
No, honestly. Worst character in the Marvel film so far. I don't think anyone's going to be worse than him.
Really?
I hate him.
Yeah.
Tony's daddy issues and how Stark S.H.I.E.L.D. found a question. Oh, that's it. Sorry. Right, Tony's daddy issues. You watched that little video. That was quite nice.
Yeah, I liked that moment. I liked that.
Yeah, that was one positive, and then that was it. So, but I suppose in Agent Carter, it's all about S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff, isn't it? I've never seen Agent Carter.
Yeah, I've never seen it either, but it covers a lot. Yeah, what it was doing in between, I think, and it alluded to lots of different things. That's kind of the same universe, isn't it? So. And
then Tony goes to see Pepper, gets her some strawberries, but strawberries the only thing she's allergic to. That was funny.
And that moving what was it? Dooley thing spinning around. Yeah, the Ferris wheel thing. That was funny.
Yeah, he's like, "Can I move this? This is really distracting."
It does seem like the most pointless thing ever.
Why would anyone ever? I really wanted one for my desk, but then I don't have a desk. I just constantly stare at it. I do have a desk. Anyway.
Oh, work. Yeah, sorry.
And then when he bought the strawberries, that guy was like, "Iron Man," or he said it funnily, but yeah.
Yeah. He said sometimes.
And now we get Tony being smart again. I think this is after he's watched. Oh no, sorry, I need to rewind. I'll edit that out. Fury gives Stark some of his father's old material. I didn't see Fury give it to him. Obviously, that's just intended. This is from the plot.
No, they wheel it in, don't they?
They drop down the case.
Yeah, when Natasha comes in and says blocked communications, and then Coulson's going on about, "I'm here to keep you on task. If you don't, I'll tase you and watch Super Nanny."
A hidden message in the diorama of the 1974 Stark Expo. Love an expo. We've had 4 in 4 movies. And does this one count? Maybe it's 5. Proves to be...
Do you have an Expo in Captain Marvel?
No, there isn't. But there's one in Captain America.
Yeah.
There's one in Iron Man, and there's two in this. And obviously... And there's one... Yeah. Proves to be a diagram of the structure of a new element. With the aid of his AI Jarvis, Stark synthesizes it. Tony...
Oh yeah, how fortuitous is that they can just synthesize a brand new element that nobody's ever heard? And just...
It did seem a bit easy to be
It's just
fair.
cop out, really. Like, it's just, okay, well, we have to make it so that he's not dying. We can't do that.
Yeah, we're just going to make a new element.
Let's just make up a fluffy excuse that just satisfies most things.
Yeah. Well, it's Tony being smart, and it's the first time I actually liked him in this movie, apart from maybe the courtroom. So maybe that was not true, but yeah, it was too easy, and it's similar to something that happens in Endgame, but we'll talk about that in a few months. But yeah, he just figures this out very easily. And then we see Cap Shield, which is used to level a tube. That was funny. So he's already,
and then Coulson's the only one who realises what it is as well. He's like, why have you got it?
Yeah, and then Coulson is relocated to New Mexico. Ooh. Yeah, Cap Shield used to level a tube. That's funny. He's getting his digs in already. Rourke is making his own thing. Hammer being a dick takes his shoes and the bird. Effing idiot.
Yeah, that was another thing that was pointless. Like, really?
Where's my bird?
Why are you
Well,
going to
said
take
the
his
best
shoes?
he's got to try
Yeah, I
and put
know,
a message to this big scary Russian. What else could he do? Like,
Yeah, but him against this big scary Russian. Really?
Yeah. He had to do what little he could, and unfortunately, like the bird was the
it's very little.
Send a message.
Could we talk about
really have much to go for?
The bird as well? Like it's not the right bird, and they never get the right bird.
No, they don't. But he adopts it like his own.
Yeah,
you know, it's a funny thing. I was reading into it.
Give my bird.
What was it? Mickey Rourke actually paid for the bird and his own gold teeth because he thought they were so integral to the character and all this kind of thing. And I think that a lot of the bird stuff was probably left on the cutting room floor because there was a lot of stuff that Rourke shot that didn't actually get put into the film. The stuff wasn't actually put in there.
Well, that makes sense because you don't really know why does he love this bird so much?
It's not really fleshed out villain kind of thing. It's very kind of see through his agenda and it's very one-sided, whereas other villains...
He's just like the classic bad guy, isn't he, really?
Yeah, it's just a throwaway villain that's just there.
It almost felt like I was watching a Bond film.
Yeah, it's really important. It's like, you know he's going to win and they're just there just to be a little
yeah. Anyway.
This is for Mike to say. Mike's meant to shit on. Mike, start talking, come on.
When Tony learns Vanko is still alive, he places new element in his arc reactor and ends his palladium dependency. Yay, Tony's better. At the Expo, here we go, Expo. Hammer unveils Vanko's armoured drones, led by Rhodes in a heavily weaponised version of the prototype armour. F off Hammer with your shit dance, get off my screen.
He improvised that actually on set. That wasn't meant to be in the film, but he done it to sort of get his character. Sam Rockwell, the guy who played him, and they left it in, and it fits his character very well because it just makes this fuck it straight away. As soon as you see it.
Yeah, fuck you, dick.
I know he's meant to be a douche, but I don't care. Another Expo, that's 4 in 4 movies. Cap Marvel didn't need an Expo. James.
Oh, this is good in for it.
Here's Rhodes as War Machine, but being duped by Hammer. So he obviously didn't realise Hammer was a bad guy, so Rhodes looked silly again, I thought.
Yeah.
Stark arrives to warn Rhodes, but Vanko remotely takes control of all the drones and Rhodes' armour and attacks Stark. Rhodes, a fool guy again, gets controlled. Romanoff and Stark's bodyguard, Happy Hogan, go after Vanko at Hammer's factory. Oh, that's it. Happy fights one of them and takes ages to beat him up, and Romanoff takes out like loads. She's badass, mate. She's really good.
Yeah, she does. She just doesn't even break stride in that whole thing. She flawlessly just takes them over. But you kind of have to put her in there. She's a shield agent, isn't you? So you've got to put that side of her across because she is actually deeper, and obviously they were trying to put her in later films and stuff, so they had to build her character up, and that was.
It's cool. She's a badass.
Half a woman who don't take no shit.
Yeah.
Crappy pound store drones attacking Tony. Is War Machine still being controlled? I'm confused. I think that's maybe because I was just switching off. And yeah.
Oh yeah.
Romanov kicking butt. Awesome. MVP happy getting his ass beat.
He still held
took him so
He took
long.
the one. But he took
Yeah,
that
but
one and he won that fight.
He took that one and he just looks up and he's like, I got him. And then there's like 20 guys on the block.
The Tesco zone droid's done over? Vanko escapes, but Romanov returns to control Rhodes' armour. So Romanov saves the day pretty much. The drones are back. Quite like the fight scene with Tony War Machine and the drones, just lots of shooting.
Yeah.
And then Tony...
Yeah, that was good.
Tony lightsabers them all dead. It's a one-off. And then put... Hammer arrested. Throw away the effing key. See you later.
Yeah,
but
and then like, I'm going to come back, and I think everybody was just like,
but
no, you're not.
For a character like Hammer and make him that annoying, he should have been killed. Because usually they do that. Usually they do that with people, and then when they get killed, you don't care or you're happy about it. It's like a happy death.
Yeah. True. But then it's nice to think that he's suffering in prison because you hate him so much.
Oh yeah, he's getting a worse deal. That's the saving grace in this. He's got it work.
Yeah. A fate worse than death, some might argue.
And then we get a new drone with Whiplash. Rourke turns up, still not threatening at all. Rhodes gets the ship.
And he looks exactly like Ironmonger from the last film. Like there was very other than the octopus tentacles coming out of his arms, it just looked like him against the same thing.
Rhodes gets the ship bomb. Poor Rhodes. Stark and Rhodes together defeat Vanko and his drones. Rourke gets handled pretty sharpish. Vanko commits suicide by blowing up his suit along with the defeated drones. Pepper just stares and dribbles at the ticking bomb drone. Idiot.
Oh, that annoyed me so much. I was like, move!
I was disappointed.
Well, you're hearing a ticking. Anyone with a brain cell knows that's like something's going to go bang. So you would just run. But she just stands there like, oh.
Yeah, like I thought Pepper was really good in the first one, and this one she's really dumbed down.
Yeah, she's a bit of a drip in this one.
And then Pepper finally kisses Tony, but it didn't have the same feels as the first. That kiss should have happened in the first movie. It would have meant much more.
Yeah, I agree.
At a debriefing, Fury informs Stark that because of Stark's difficult personality, S.H.I.E.L.D. intends to use him only as a consultant. Stark and Rose receive medals for their heroism. Right, Tony sees
and it's handed out by the dick as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was it. Haha.
He stabs him with a pin.
That was good.
Senator gives the award. Hilarious. That was probably the funniest part in the film.
Yeah.
He calls him a little prick. Tony sees the Avengers Initiative for the first time. Romanov's report, textbook narcissism. Iron Man, yes. Tony, no. So this was probably the fact that the Avengers stuff is sort of more involved in this film. So they're slowly integrating it in. So that was cool. I did like that. Right. And yeah, they get their medals, and that's basically how it ends. I'm going to save the post-credit scene for after MVPs and stuff. I'm going to go first because I just want to get this out of the way. Right, MVP Romanov. Black Widow. Cool introduction for Black Widow and gets the best ass-kicking scene. Only character who stays serious while everyone else seems a bit of a joke in this film. Even Fury when he says, "I got my eye on you," which made me laugh, but it was still stupid. The film didn't take itself seriously enough. I felt Rourke's Whiplash was never a threat, though I liked him when he was in Hammer's company making the drones and showing his smarts gave him a slight edge, if only for a short while. But I think it was maybe because he was with Hammer and I hated Hammer. But a bad villain defeated too easily. Then there was Hammer. I've made it clear enough now how I feel about Hammer. It didn't work. He didn't annoy me in the right way. I just didn't want to see him on the screen. There are few positives. Tony's struggle with the illness grounded the movie slightly, but again dealt with it too easily. The Howard Stark video was nice. Romanov's introduction and with Fury and Coulson, the Avengers plot being integrated was good, but those small things were surrounded by comedy that fell flat and just crap, really. Rhodey was a joke. Pepper was annoying. This time around, I wanted my mind changed, but it's a bad movie. My popcorn rating is a 3.5. I was nearly at a 4 because it is a meh kind of film, but there were enough bad things that make it a bad movie, I'm afraid. The 0.5 is because the Avengers stuff, but they could have put that Avengers stuff in a post-credit scene in another movie. It didn't need all the bullshit surrounding it of people getting drunk. So yeah, 3.5 from me. You guys choose who goes next. I'm going to have a drink of my bubbly.
Right. James, do you want to go?
Nope.
No? Oh, okay. Right, so what's first? MVP, yeah? MVP. Oh. See, what?
Good luck picking one.
Well, you see, it was Iron Man, but I kind of feel a bit fucking, I don't know, because Mike hated it. And I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it's an okay film. It's not amazing. I liked the action scenes. I liked all the stuff with Fury. Obviously, Fury's cool. The eyeball joke was a bit cheesy, but yeah, it was funny. Yeah, the story, I mean, it moves it along, as you say. You get a bit of like a teaser of the Avengers and stuff, and Tony does create a new element, which is cool. I think it was a bit too easy, but I think it's still cool. So yeah, he's my MVP because, you know, it's Iron Man. It's an Iron Man film after all, and I thought it was all right.
And nobody died.
And nobody dies. So yeah, but yeah, and my popcorn rating, I'm gonna give it a 5. It's an okay film.
Okay.
And that's
James.
That's about it for me.
So my obvious bias is making me lean towards a higher rating, just so that it's not worse than Captain Marvel, because I think that should be our bottom. I think that's worthy of our bottom rung at the moment, and I think that's a solid base in which to build from.
MVP
the worst one. MVP first. I'm going for the controversial one here. I'm going completely against our host, and I am going to say Justin Hammer is my MVP. Sam Rockwell. I love him. I think he's brilliant. In every scene he is in it, he makes me laugh. I smile on my face. He is just a dickhead, and he's just very, very good at it, and I like it. And yeah, he stole every scene he was in for me. All the attention was on him. Even the bit when he was going on about all the guns. You say, it was kind of just there for the sake of being there, really. But it was still cool the way he was riffing, and then the little dance when he was going out. Like, yeah, it's cool. I like it. He's my MVP.
Okay.
No comments. I can go straight into the review.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
That's sweet. So, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot that gets you up. I won't say there's nothing that gets you up about this film. There's very few parts of it that actually make you think, yeah, that's good. No, I like this bit. Like you say, the beginning entrance when they sync it to AC/DC and he does a superhero landing. Yeah, you get a little bit of the nostalgia coming in. The superhero landing, it's a trope, but that's a good trope. That's a solid one, and they do it well in this instance. And you should say that, like, especially Pepper Potts, she's kind of a nothing. She's kind of just there and hanging around. There's not too much about her, but that's a carry on from the first film. I think she's just in the background. There's no real need for her. It's just to kind of ground the character, I think, and to make him seem a bit less egocentric and all that kind of thing, a bit less of an arsehole. And Tony is very good in it. He does the whole warring between himself, the depression, the facing his own mortality. That's well done in terms of the journey that he goes throughout it, I think. And obviously how he becomes safe is completely bollocks, and making up an element just because he can doesn't make sense, but then he comes back and he's good, and all this kind of thing. Gets you back to where you want him to be, or where he was at the end of the first film, anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's solid, it's okay. Is it worse than Captain Marvel? I don't think so, just because it pissed me off so much. This film, like Sam Rockwell, made it a bit more enjoyable for me. So yeah, I'd probably say I think it was okay. I'm going with 5. I think it was okay. It's good to watch because it's there. It's not. You're not gonna think you've wasted your time like I did coming out of Captain Marvel anyway. But yeah, solid 5.
Okay, so I've done the maths. So it's a 3.5 from me, 5 from Tiff, 5 from James, which leaves it on a 4.5, which, well, I suppose is fair. And maybe I just got worked by Happy. Maybe he was so good. He was too good. It was too good that I didn't even want to look at him. But he has himself an MVP medal, so that's fine. I think with films, I think with Captain Marvel, just because sort of you enjoy a film, it doesn't mean it's good. Because I enjoyed it, but we found so many holes in it.
Yeah.
But I still found it enjoyable, but I didn't actually enjoy this movie at all. But hey, it is what it is. That's why there's 3 of us, to get a broader perspective. Now, in the post-credits scene, S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Phil Coulson reports the discovery of a large hammer at the bottom of a crater in a desert in New Mexico. But you need to hold off on that, because before we make Thor a cup of tea, next time on Popcorn Saga, we're going to be getting Incredible and Green, the Incredible Hulk. Just for you.
I'm kind of looking forward to going back and watching
Just
it
for you,
because
James.
it's been so long.
Well, yeah. I remember really liking it. I remember is it Liv Tyler in it?
Yeah.
She makes
Yeah.
she makes a Hulk boner joke or something like that. That's funny how I just remember that. And don't tell me now, but you can tell me at the time. I want to know, and I won't look it up myself, why Ed Norton stops, because I still don't know. I don't know what happened. So that's the homework you can do for next time. So next time on Popcorn Saga, the Incredible Hulk will smash Hammer's head in, hopefully. Right, okay, so Iron Man 2, 3.5. Oh no, sorry, 4.5, because you guys loved it.
Is it worse than Captain Marvel?
Yeah,
What's
Captain
the
Marvel was a 5.5.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well,
I don't think it was that bad, man.
Yeah, but I just say that's the broadest perspective.
if you want to know what we thought of Captain Marvel, go back to listen to episode 2 of Popcorn Saga. It's a goodbye from me, Franco.
Franco, well, see you later. It's a goodbye from me.
Bye from me.
Yep, and it's a goodbye from James the Hammer, Happy Hogan Valentine.